Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming back to the Junk Food Podcast. I have a special guest this week.
Clooner!
Our very own Mr. Clooner, the king of Farmington. How are you, Clooner?
I'm grand. I'm as a king should be.
Good.
Royal.
How's the king been?
King's been alright, you know. Life has everyday struggles as anybody else, you know. But yeah, just powering through, trying to stack up some dough, spending dough, not responsibly as most people do throughout their life.
The king does what he pleases.
Yes, I do what I please. Take my money, and then I make songs about being broke, and then you just stack it all up again. But yeah, just trying to put out music when I can, and trying to keep my head clean.
Absolutely. What's what is some stuff that have you been working on behind the scenes? I know you've been going crazy right now on Instagram. Your page is blowing up and getting a hell of views. A lot of big people are reaching out. What are some things that you're working behind the scenes?
Trying to get some new material out. You know, we got at least 2 music videos shot by now, and a new Cypher Society verse that should be coming any moment now, depending when this drops. You know, this will probably be the most recent drop. You know, big moment in the Cloon career on the Junk Food Show.
Hell yeah!
A highlight of any aspiring artist should be to get to this point in time.
I appreciate that.
Other than that, you know, yeah, I just been trying to come up with new ways to promote old material on Instagram and try to come up with some new, like, you know, on the spot music, you know, just live performances almost on Instagram. I dropped one yesterday, and just trying to, like, have something to drop at least once a day if I can, and if not, maybe a day in gap, so people aren't going to get too tired of me. But it worked last year, you know. I went from, you know, for years I was at like 33,000 followers. I kind of felt like I hit like a ceiling, and I couldn't figure out how to move up. And then I just put like songs that went viral on different promo pages or reposts from different people. I'm like, well, why are they getting my views? So I was like, let's redrop them on my page, and I just did 2 hashtags per post and a little caption at the top, you know, more of a header caption. And yeah, I went from 33,000 followers now to 111,000 followers, so I more than tripled, which was great. Now I kind of feel like I hit another ceiling. The algorithm's changed a bit, so, you know, you just got to figure out ways around that, you know, to keep gaining viral moments and attention.
Yeah. How do you plan for a song, knowing that you can make something go viral? How do you as Clooner, how do you sculpt your art?
Well, I mean, certain things are subject based. You know, I got a 6-7 song coming, so that, you know, 6-7, but it's like already kind of past that point of that viral success. So, you know, seeing what I can do to milk off some of that. But yeah, just what helps with viral, besides just a topic or something funny, is just coming up. You gotta have a good beat, come up with something catchy, and if it's like your bars, say something crazy. You know, be like, damn, bar of the year. And people are like, dang, that is bar of the year. Or some people are gonna hate and say, psst, that ain't bar of the year. But the headers are really important. Just coming up with that even beforehand. Just like, well, how am I going to caption that video? How am I going to header that video? How am I going to get you to click on it? Because people will click on things based off your header and your appearance. And you know, my appearance has got me, you know, pretty far, I would say. My unconventionally looking rapper. I'm not your everyday rapper, you know. I feel like rappers have swag, so that kind of goes into it. But yeah, but just for coming up with viral stuff, you know, you just think about the marketing of it as you're making that song, and try to be catchy, try to say some wild shit.
Do you do research Like, or how do you come up with the ideas? How do they?
Sometimes they just come to me, like, or I try to stay tuned, be tuned in with the current slang that's going on. Try to utilize that into my work, because I'm a little older than a lot of the young cats nowadays. So you gotta stay hip to what's going on, and
Stay on the cutting edge.
and paying attention to the streamers and what's popping, and being online and kind of just knowing what's going on, and so that helps with ideas. And then some ideas come from when it comes for hooks, or a bar you say on one song can be a hook on another song. Some concepts. Like I have a song about taking the ops to Applebee's, and that was a bar on a song I did. And I just thought it was a funny bar, and I'm like, and incorporated that to like, oh, that was something. Let's make something out of it, And one I got coming out I go dumb on these hoes, and I had the bar in my special song about going dumb on the hoes, and I turned that into a hook, and so.
Okay.
Bars can inspire your hooks, and vice versa. Ideas can be expanded upon.
What do you think is the most unique thing you've been inspired by to make a song?
Most unique?
To you, I guess. Like, I can't believe I just got inspired by this.
That is interesting, because, what would have inspired me? I guess what going off Applebee's, it's just the most random restaurant. I just always think of Talladega Nights and how they just went to Applebee's, and I'm like, oh, I like Applebee's. And me and my friends would go after work, and I was just like, that would be so funny to have a line about taking the ops to Applebee's, So I guess that. Otherwise, I can't. Most stuff is, just like a popular saying that's going on. I'll flip it, or, yeah.
I do want to give you credit too. Something that's really unique to you is your ability to create hooks. And like, I've been in the studio with a lot of people, and Clooner, you're on the upper echelon of just even on the spot coming up with something. Like right now, Clooner makes something, and then Clooner can make something happen. There's a lot of talented people like that.
Make something happen, bitch. Make something happen.
See?
Don't quit. Make something happen, bitch. Like, and that's the funny thing too with bitch. Just throw a bitch in there, and it'll just make anything cool. Throw a cuss word in there, like make something happen. Fuck. Make something happen, bitch.
Okay.
Make something,
What are some other things that you throw in the pot, like some different sauce that you like, that you have picked up over the years that works for you and your fans?
Throwing curse words in there. It's just being catchy. Be repetitive. Like repeat the line. It's like going off the first thing. Really ain't that many hook people in the city.
No.
Or the state, really. Maybe more so outside of the city, because city's just a lot of Detroit songs, and even Flint songs, like are no hooks.
No, yeah.
So like when they try to do a hook, it's I've heard like decent ones. I'm like, oh, that's pretty good by that guy. Okay. But it's tough.
There's an art form to it.
I think in some sense I would compliment a lot of rappers that they're probably better rappers than me, because they focus more on the bars and the rapping. Where my first thing for most songs is the hook.
Really?
I'll structure the hook, and especially if it's a topical hook, that will inspire the bars.
Okay. So when you're creating a song, you work backwards in that way.
Yeah.
Start with the hook and then kind of craft.
So for me, at least a lot of the bars, unless it's certain topical songs, are just random bars and they're different puzzle pieces, and I just puzzle them out, because I'm more of a writer than I don't punch in too much.
Okay.
I don't punch in. I believe in world peace.
So do you always write then, majority, like?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least like 80 to 90%.
Okay.
Sometimes some of the bars would be like punch-in bars, but like I just need to write that down on my note, your note app. so I don't like butcher it when I try to say it, because I can always kind of trip over my own words and my own tongue, and I'd rather just have it
ready to go
down so I can just nail it that first go versus punching in and doing it 3 times.
And I guess have you? I was about to say it goes without saying, but some people may be new to you as well. But have you ever had to deal with like people giving you flack for some of the bars you've written and said in songs? And what has that?
Oh yeah, I mean I do a lot of dark comedy and touchy subject matters, especially if you go political nowadays or anything remotely tied to politics, even if it isn't politics, it is politics.
Certainly.
Yeah. So, I made a fuck ICE song. I had some, I had a gap period. I early on, before King of Farmington, I, talked about race and music and stuff, and wasn't afraid to go there, but like, I was doing what the opposite of what Tom McDonald was doing. But you see what Tom McDonald's, and you're like, that's kind of corny, even though I have a better message instead of whining about like, why don't black people love me? I'm white and I have braids. Like, I don't know, put the 2 and 2 together, buddy. But so yeah, for a while I steered away from even doing that type of stuff. But then, I had shout out Rocky McCauley. They were like, yo, you should do a fuck ICE song. And, I always think about doing stuff like that, but I'm like, I don't want to go down that, rabbit hole, because I know, like, I got fans on the right, I got fans on the left, like, I don't want to divide. I think the Clooner experience is for everybody.
Okay.
And I don't want to get too into, like,
one-sided.
At least for this, because people are so, have strong feelings and opinions on those type of topics. So, when I dropped that song, even when I dropped the teaser of it, which was just the hook, I just came up on the spot, did it real quick, and I probably lost 5 to 10 followers. But of course they think they matter, because next I get 10 more followers. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
whatever. But so there's that, and and then if I do just I don't know, edgy humor, I did a Michael Jackson song, and that it was like a wait for it, gotcha, bitch, and so people were getting probably offended, and the moment they realized it was a joke, they're like, oh, okay. Well, I did I dropped a Bazooka 9/11 thing yesterday, and somebody commented like, I'm a fan of you, why would, blah, 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 and then they deleted their comment because I think they realized, like, yeah, it's like, the Bazooka's a funny song, rest in peace my grandma, she got hit by a bazooka.
Yeah.
So I was like, rest in peace the people who died in 9/11, kaboom, kablam, So, but all the rest of the lyrics though I had came up with were like, this sucks, like 9/11's bad, but like just the context of the kaboom, kablam,
Yeah.
it's funny. So someone was offended, but they took the comment down, probably realizing that.
Do you think most people get offended because they catch you out of context, and it's not really like they don't really understand? Like maybe they just literally catch a clip, and then all of a sudden they cast a judgment.
Oh, well, that's a whole different thing too. I mean, now we're just talking about actual subjects where people have put a feelings to. But oh my goodness, like that's a whole, I guess, a different. I'm actually talking about topics that people get offended by. My non-problematic topics or songs, people will get mad. Like just my regular hate, like all those other past examples were like, oh, I kind of was, dark humor touching on this, but being respectful at the same time. But yeah, a lot of my general music, I get a lot of, because people either just hating on it because they think they have they're going off, people in this day and age, you go off of one song, like they'll hear one song, oh, this guy's trash. And
it sets the precedent. Is that what you're saying? After they hear that one song?
It can, but they just say it's trash and they move on without even realizing, I got a song for you. You're going to like something I drop. And other people might be offended by, some people are offended by me not even, like some people, as a white MC in, a black dominated, cultural music genre, there are, individuals who don't think I should rap, My Bard of the Year post, I had someone comment like, saying like, "Oh, you trying to be black?" And I'm like, I'm trying to be white. Also, I didn't even mention to her, but I'm like, the clip, I'm making fun of a racist who, I'm turning this racist names into a derogatory getting head. But, she didn't put that together. She's just seeing a white guy talking about getting a blowjob, and it's like, well, I don't like that. And then it's like, I'm like, well, I'm very, I'm white. I kind of rap about in my music, but, just stuff like that. There's a race divide for certain people, and I don't blame them, but in my head, though, if you're going to come at me for anything, just making rap music, there's so many white rappers who are saying the N-word, being problematic,
certainly
dressing like a black person, taking the swag and all that. Like, I'm very no swag, white, cheesy man who makes
you yourself, Clooner.
Yeah.
I think people who write those comments are people, like I'm saying, who catch you out of context and are like, the squeakiest wheel makes the loudest noise, and gets the most oil.
And I don't blame them. It's, a lot of times, and even the people who just say I'm trash, they hear one song and they say that, but then, someone, the more they see me, I'll get comments like, oh, he's getting better. Or, oh, I actually fuck with this guy now. Because I just think the more you give me a chance, you're like, I like this taste.
How does that make you navigate when you're creating songs and you want to make sure you don't ruffle feathers? Is that something that you consider when you're creating music now too, or just in general forever? Or is that something in your head because you don't? Well, you have your certain set style, but maybe you don't want to push too many buttons, or I don't know. What are things you think about like that?
They're like the first examples I said earlier with the different topics about, touchy subjects like Michael Jackson to, 9/11 to, people who are big Charlie fans and just politics, ICE, and different stuff. Those type of topics I might not touch, and if I touch them, I'm very, it's very rarely, other times I just keep making what I think would be this song's gonna blow, type of ideas, and and that's, I'm a very simplistic person where I'm like, this idea's funny. I haven't heard anyone do this before. I will do. And, but then somebody I had people offended by my ad-lib song, which is kind of referring to where, people are like, oh, this is a satire on the entire hip-hop genre. He's making fun of us. It's like, no, I'm just a simple person where it's like, this hasn't been done. I'm going to do it. This is fun. I think people are going to like this. Drops it. They love it. Oh, this is great. Wait, why am I getting mean comments all of a sudden, So you can't really, genius ideas, different ideas are always going to have pushback.
Opposition.
And, and a lot of it is just people who don't know you, this is their introduction to you. So they're assuming, they have assumptions, they're jumping on their assumptions. They'll attack you off their assumptions without actually knowing you. Because any one of them who's left a hate comment, if they met me, they'd be like, dang, this Clooner's guy's nice. Haha, he's funny. They'd root for me,
For sure.
But, you have, and that's just, also with it, too, is, when people meet me, they expect me to be a certain way based off my music, where in reality, I'm, very different.
Has there been anyone that that has expected you to be a certain way, and then
Oh yeah, all the time.
and then you weren't obviously yourself. But then what was their reaction to you being yourself? Were they?
Yeah, they were just surprised. I mean, I've had people who said negative things to me online. At least like one person I can think of, and they met me and they're just like, they probably expected me to be like, you know, have an ego or be like, think I'm better than them. Like, I'm a very humble individual. I'm a regular, you know, I'm still working a regular job. Like, you know, I have an ego to an extent, but like, I don't really let that affect, you know, some people are afraid to come up to me just by my, you know, stature and, you know, I think appearance. Like, I kind of have a natural frown to me, so people probably think, like, I don't know if I should approach him. Just approach me. Like, I'm a very, you know, I'm just a guy who wants love, you know, so, you know, just come up, you know. But, yeah, there's people, though, who think, you know, like, they'll have a, you know, negative opinion about your music. They'll think of you're going to be a certain way, and then they meet you, like, oh, this guy's a regular nice guy. Like, he's very approachable, quiet.
Do you have any memorable fan interactions of recently that you remember?
I mean, the one I always remember, at least in the mall, is the only time I think I've gotten to recognize the mall 3 times. Not many. You think the mall is like, oh, so many people, right? Well, one kid was like, oh my gosh, you know, freaking out. So that was like, and that's probably the only time I've ever had a fan freak out, because it was like a young fan. Most times they're like, yo, Clooner, can I get a pic? Yo, are you the king of Farmington? I guess another funny one was at Comic-Con. You know, every time I go to Comic-Con, I at least take like 3 to 5 photos per con, or at least per day. And one guy in a, it's like a Deadpool mixed with a Spider-Punk cosplay. Have you seen like the Across the Spider?
Okay.
And it's like they morph these two people like things together. But he comes up to me, I've gotten full cosplay. He's like, "Are you the you know?" Like, he's kind of stuttering a bit, trying to figure out who I am. Like, you're the guy, you're that guy,
it's the king.
You're the king, Farmington. You're like, because you know, not everybody knows the name Clooner. Not everybody knows.
But they know you.
Yeah. Like, I've been recognized before as like, yo, you're that guy on Instagram, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm on Insta. That's a funny one. Just
what if you're just like, no, I'm not on Instagram. Who are you talking about?
Yeah, that's fun. Like, yeah, I've been, you know, one at an oil change. One was like, are you Clooner's brother? I'm like, oh no, I'm Clooner. I think he probably knew. I don't know why he phrased the question like that. It'd be funny, though, that there's been times like, are you that guy? No. But I always say, yeah. It's fun. It's fun. It doesn't happen as often people think, but I also don't go out much. So, like, you know, so when I went to, like, downtown Farmington, they had a beer tent for, like, a festival downtown Farmington. First time I went in since King of Farmington. And I got, you know, I'm over here counting to myself, like, that's 30 people who've you know, taken a pic with, you know, like,
no kidding.
Keeping track.
How cool is
like,
that, dude?
Yeah, that was so cool. And then it's fun with back to Comic-Con. I'm never dressed up, so just I like the idea when I get a picture with somebody, people walking by are probably just like, who's he supposed to be, you know?
You're a Clooner.
Yeah, they don't know. They're just like, oh, I guess some random cosplay, you know? So that's fun. But yeah, it was cool with the beer tent with all those people. Because that was the most. Because normally, you know, like, I might go a day where it's like 2 pics or something. Or, you know, sometimes people don't even ask for pictures. They're like, what up, Cloon? I'm like, hey. And I keep walking.
Is your most recognized song, obviously, The King of Farmington? Like, is that how people, like, or do they know you for any other songs? Like, you're that guy for this.
I've been
Taco Bell song guy.
I've been recognized by other songs. I've thought about it, like, at least like 10 songs ish, but like more so in person in Michigan, King of Farmington.
Right. Okay.
Just because like there are people who only know that. There are people who don't even know the Clooner name. They just know King of Farmington. Like, I've had a few times like online or in person, like, yo, have you ever dropped anything else? I'm like. Like,
oh my God.
Or like, you drop anything new? And I'll be like, what was the last thing you heard? The King of Farmington song. Oh, you got a long, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of material for you to catch up on.
A funny person who I got recognized by, you know the guy who pops out his eyes?
There's a couple of those guys. Yeah. He like yeah.
I was at a Juggalo show opening up for Violent J on his Three-Head Monster tour, and this guy comes up to me. He's like, "Yo, are you the guy who did the ad-lib song?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And then I'm like, I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Who are you?" Doesn't even answer. Just pops his eyes out. I was like, "Whoa, you're that guy." Luckily, I knew who he was. Imagine if I didn't know who he was. You'd be like, "What the fuck? That guy just randomly popped his eyes out. Who the fuck was that guy?" Luckily, I knew. I've seen him online. That's crazy.
That's pretty cool.
But so that was a fun, got recognized by there. And that happens a lot online where, like, if I got the Crocs post going up on Instagram, so I had people coming to that, commenting, and being like, "Oh, this is the Kirk guy," because I got the Kirk line, so people know me for the Kirk, the Crocs, the Drake. Some people have I've seen a comment before, like, "That's the Applebee's guy, that's the Taco Bell guy." Okay. Yeah, I think all those type of songs mainly.
What have been some of your favorite songs to make over the course of your career? Some of your favorite gems that you yourself enjoy, and
I think every artist's favorite song is the most recent one they played,
right?
Or the one that they're coming up with. So the one that you're singing to yourself before you record it, and then when you record it, you play it like 30 times until you're tired of it, and then especially once you shoot the video, then you're like, "Okay, I'm done."
You don't ever watch it again until like maybe years later or something like that.
Yeah, so there's always the next one, but yeah, they're all good.
What about this then? Is it for a fan who only knows you from the King of Farmington, and say they somehow found you on this podcast as well? What are some other songs that you would say, check these out from me?
Check out my most recent big one. It's definitely got my most views collectively. Chapter LIV. It's originally part of the Cypher Society, Chapter LIV, but then I got so that was my clip of it on YouTube on my page, but I've got the producer to rework the beat, so it's on all streaming, and I posted a lot of different versions with that on top of the original video, and that's the song that has my Kirk bar, and but that collectively has like 33 million views.
No kidding.
Different pages. Like one page had posted, it got 10. I posted it a few times. It got like 5 on TikTok. I'm already blanking on. Well, it's on Instagram. It's at 2, and another on Instagram. I think it's at 4.
I've seen multiple videos with millions and millions of views.
Yeah, so it's a lot. So I would say that it's most recent, and I'm rapping on especially a lot of like good anime bars and my Kirk bar, which everybody's like, "What the fuck?" Check out Crocs with Babytron. I got a song with Babytron, and it's one of his best verses. And he has a song with Eminem, so I'm that far away from Eminem. Just how it maths,
Yep.
I got a song with Sada Baby. I got 2 actually. I got 2 with Babytron, but the Sada Baby one, the Drake is a popular one. I've met BLP Kosher and I met Babyface Ray, and both of them were singing the song to me as I was like, "Hey, what's up? I got the Drake on me." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
That blew my mind because I didn't think those guys knew who I were. So that was big. So
what's been one of the biggest? Sorry to cut you off.
No.
What's been one of the? I know you've told me behind the scenes, but what have been some of the coolest celebrities or pop culture individuals to tap in and show you props and give you the head nod?
Well, it varies because like just likes, like people who have liked my posts. A$AP Rocky just in the last month. I've had Uzi Vert comment and like a post. I've had Kodak Black DM me. I've gotten like follows from like Tim Robinson, and I've gotten kind of tweeted about by Dax Shepard. Those are both pretty big actors. Chris D'Elia followed me. Combatant stuff. Yeah, man, just that's like probably the biggest one. Pretty much everyone in Michigan knows me. I mean, I guess like one of the biggest ones, big things. I met Bizarre, and he was telling me that he was gonna, I got to pick with Bizarre because we were all like, he did a cipher with us, and everybody was getting a picture. I was like, fuck, I gotta get a picture. I already dapped him up, and he's like, what up, Clooner? Hell yeah. But when I dapped him, he's like, when I was taking the pic, he was like, yo, I'm gonna let Marshall know we met, and which kind of told me Eminem knows who I am.
Oh, you better know it.
Because, like...
you better know it, Clune.
Because, it's one thing, if Eminem Marshall didn't know who I was, it would have been worded more like, yo, I'm gonna put him on to you, or I'm gonna show him you. But he's like, I'm gonna tell him we met. Like, imagine, you're as big as Eminem, and Bizarre's like, yo, I just met the king of Farmington. And he'd be like, who? So, instead it was like, instead it's more like, like, hell yeah.
It sounds like he'll get a kick out of that.
He'd probably laugh, like, you met that guy? How was he? Yeah, he was normal, he was all right,
Hell yeah.
So that was cool. I mean, that's like the biggest rapper, and if not, definitely one of the biggest rappers and artists of all time. So.
Who's on your Mount Rushmore of rappers?
I got favorites and whatnot, but
your personal Mount Rushmore favorites.
But if I just had to say like the best rappers, I mean, I've had a thing always saying like if you have a top 10 rappers, I feel like you gotta have like Rakim on there, who's like the OG guy. You gotta have your Jay, Biggie, Pac, Nas, but then you gotta have like Drake and Kendrick, and then like Eminem. And then maybe like Andre 3000. Like that would be like a general top 10 names that I feel like most people should have on a Mount Rushmore. I mean, I'd say Rakim, Eminem. Probably just I'd say for safety, probably just Biggie, Pac. But you could probably put Jay over Biggie because he's done more. But just like Biggie and Pac have like a cheat code of like how they died on top. They have this aura, legacy.
Yeah.
They're very rare.
How about this then? Obviously, everybody you just mentioned are incredibly legendary. But what about for you yourself?
My favorites.
In your car, who's platinum in Clooner's car?
So my I think I've had a top 4 concrete, but they kind of mixed. At least one of them is kind of like, I don't know if they're top 5 really, but if I had to say a top 5 at the moment right now of just all time for me, I'm gonna have Lil B the Bass God, I'm gonna have Bones, I'm gonna have MF Doom, I'm gonna so the people that could shuffle in these last 2 spots would be Mixtape Wheezy, Prime Wheezy, Eminem, specifically kind of Prime Eminem, but I'll just say Eminem, Nas, and Biggie.
Okay.
And then maybe Andre 3000. But I saw a fun one. I'll say a fun one. The 3 I said, I'll just say mixtape, like Prime, Mixtape Wheezy, and then I saw Jonah Hill include groups, so I'll just say Wu-Tang to fill out my top 5. Huh. Or if I just had to say 4, Wu-Tang, MF Doom, Bones, Lil B.
Okay.
Because I saw Jonah Hill did a top 5, and he included Gangstar as one, which there's technically only one rapper in the group, but then he had Wu-Tang in his top 5 too. So he just kind of cheated and put groups.
A group of,
9, 10, especially with affiliates and whatnot. But
yeah, my favorite, number 1 is D12. Number 2 is, it's like, what? No. That's a good list, though, Clooner. That's a good list. I like a lot of the MF Dooms, platinum in my car, too.
Oh, yeah.
What about outside of rap? What are your influences outside of rap?
Big on other genres. I don't listen to as much rap nowadays. Mainly, I listen to a lot of new wave 80s, kind of mixed with indie from the 80s, like Smiths, The Cure.
Okay.
Joy Division, fucking Aha, Thompson Twins, too. But I also like my pop, big on like Charlie XCX, old Britney, Celine Dion,
Okay.
Alanis Morissette, Madonna, Michael Jackson, prime era Prince. I like pop punk. Your Blink 182s.
Do you think of yourself maybe as like a music connoisseur? Like you're really a fan of music?
Oh yeah, especially back more so back in the day. Would collect CDs, collect vinyl. I still don't even have Spotify Premium. I just struggle the hard way, make playlists. Also really into freestyle dance music from the 80s, 90s, shit that Tron used to sample.
Yep.
A lot of good shit there. Yeah. Just into everything. Movie scores, electronic, ambient.
And speaking of your early on life, how did you get into music?
Just wanted to do what others did. Shout out my boy Johnny Keels and some of the other kids in high school were started to rap, and obviously I was a rap fan. So I was like, oh, let me try.
Okay.
And at first I rapped with more of my talking voice, and I'm like, oh, this sucks. And I just didn't do it. And then I tried, realized if I enunciated and I had more of a different tones and pitches in my voice, so if I just spoke up and rapped like this, okay, I got something right there. So yeah, and then so I started, just other people were doing it. I liked rap, wanted to do it too, and also the people doing it were like my friends, so we were just doing it together.
They encouraged you a little too, and
oh yeah, and especially for early on, like my first song got around all high school.
Okay.
Had 600 plays on
No kidding.
Reverb Nation, and people were sharing it because I've always kind of generally been the same rapper from the beginning, where I was say shock value things. It's always kind of been like type of rap I like to listen to. So I would name drop people from school, so people would be like, "Oh shit, who's he shouting
no
now?" Shouted out a girl in her push-up bra, and some controversial things, which were just the young me who was listening to Odd Future and kind of saying crazy shit back in the day.
Were those things that was Odd Future one of the inspirations for being you're pretty based, so
yeah.
And I will say to the fans who are not hip, which they should go back into Clooner's catalog. Clooner has definitely been very consistent with his building up of who he's become today, and he's aging like a fine wine, like a whiskey. It's getting better and better as time goes. So I definitely encourage you to go check out his stuff. From your old catalog, what are some notable songs? I know you got a song with Andy Milonakis.
Yeah, Andy Milonakis, Thick Boy, got him on a song. I got some songs with Anthony Fantano.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
A song with his alias Cal Chuchesta, and also I was featured on one of his songs when he was rapping under the name Tony Noodles.
Okay.
So you can find it on YouTube, Tony Noodles, Clooner.
Okay.
So I got songs with them. I got various. I'm trying to think of my old stuff. I had a song with a kind of a posse track, and on that track I had a Black Smurf who did stuff with like Suicide Boys and stuff like that, and big songs back in the day. I had my big moment early on was, and it's kind of the goal as an artist that when you have a hit to eventually top your hit.
Right
now I'm still I've had moments that kind of top King of Farmington, but I'm still King of Farmington. I'm waiting for that next kind of big moment to really top it. But before King of Farmington, I had a song called I Don't Get Pussy, and that was my first big song.
Okay.
And I got that going up on Reddit. It's in the 30K views, and most of that was like from back in the day, and that's what got me. I sent that to the Needle Drop Fantano, and that's where he started fucking with me, which that helped give me motivation, having like a music critic fuck with your music to like keep going.
Yeah.
So, for years I was kind of chasing the fuck with me, put me in one of your videos, and eventually that happened. A year later I did a song called Let Me Be. He put me on one of his videos, and I got my subscribers went up like 1,000 after
No kidding.
that. Nice little bump, nothing crazy, but that's where I mentioned I had some fans from Hong Kong and fucking Dublin, ordering shirts. And
Yeah.
Thailand. So that's where that started. So those were big. My top 2 most viewed songs back then. I had shit like "Fuck the White Man," like talking about race. You know, I had a song called "Fuck the White Man," and started getting some production from some of the Bruiser Brigade kind of camp, because that was when I first started doing shows, local shows. When I got in the scene, and it was 2016. It was, you know, sort of the SoundCloud era rap, but also the hip hop head rap. So there's a whole scene out there, and kind of the spearheads of that, at least for the time, was the Bruiser Brigade with the Loopers and Danny's Cousin Dopehead and some other rappers. Some of the bigger guys who kind of came out of that scene ended up being more adjacent to a Simple Sound, or, you know, like Curtis Roach, who did the Board in the House, and I'm in the house board in the house. And so there was shit like that. You know, you should
Board
know.
in the house board. Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, and then the Loopers, you know,
I know the Loopers.
He's been working with like Earl and doing a lot of shit like that. But yeah, back in the day though, yeah, he you know, he's one of the big guys, and you know, so one of my first show put on by Dopehead had like Loopers on it, so we were on the same lineup, and then I slowly just, you know, kind of worked that scene for a bit. I didn't do too many shows, but I did some shows, and after a while, like, that kind of scene is kind of, you know, a lot of the rappers in that scene are still in that scene, which is good, but, you know, I don't do as many shows that much, and sometimes I'll do shows and we'll be on similar lineups, and there's a lot of good people in there, but, you know, I realized I'm more of like an online artist, to where my success was going to come online and people were going to find me online, versus like doing the same smaller shows.
I see. How is the, obviously, at this point you have enough experience to say like how the career, how the industry has changed over time with social media and things becoming more and more prevalent and things like that. So that has definitely been an aid to you to push yourself. What are some things that you've noticed over that time, like how you look at yourself as an artist, say at that time when you were a fan of Odd Future versus now?
Well, musically, I mean, roughly the same. I think once I did I Don't Get Pussy, that was a big moment to where I was like, what's my voice and like, who am I? And kind of finding ways to tell my truth, but also be funny and catch your attention and shit like that. So that was kind of stemmed from there. I mean, shit, if I knew how to use the internet, because the internet has always kind of probably been the same. Maybe the algorithms changed and more beneficial now, but I was like posting like thumbnails of my videos on Instagram instead of my actual videos, you know? Like, I could have you know, people might have known about me earlier if I was actually putting videos out and like, I don't know if Reels was a thing yet, so maybe Reels really changed. Maybe TikTok changed the game, because TikTok made Instagram have Reels, and now that's really where I'm going off on Reels. And, you know, but back in the day, yeah, I wasn't posting my video clips. You know, I'm like trying to get everybody to go to YouTube. And for a while, I had my YouTube going. Like, YouTube's algorithm changed at some point. I was able to drop a video and like get like based off my subscribers, I was able to get like 1,000 views in a week. Now, like, some of my videos like won't hit 1,000 for like a month, you know, or longer, depending on the song's success. It really comes from how well is it doing on my social media, and are people going from my social media to my
converting to? Because
back in the day, you know, I just, you know. And maybe without Reels, that back in the day, I would have just posted the video and it would just stuck to my audience. So there's that chance. But part of me thinks if I posted the videos earlier, maybe I could have been bigger in the city and people would have known me, you know.
Were you on Vine at all when Vine was around?
No.
Because Vine basically eventually turned into TikTok.
Yeah, it was shorter forms. But yeah, it could have. I mean, there's a lot of people who definitely got famous off Vine. Like, even like local rapper Swano, he was big on Vine.
Okay.
Yeah, so he has a large like following, and a lot of it just carried over from the Vine,
that era,
because he's a funny guy. And but then like I think like Jake Paul got big off Vine, and Logan Paul,
and they transferred to YouTube, and now they transferred to Netflix, which is
boxing.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see.
Yeah.
How does that inspire you to as an artist to look into media adventures, or like for you to like experiment with different arts? Like obviously you do a lot of music and videos and social media content, but as an artist, do you do painting or anything outside of to express yourself or see?
No, I just express myself pretty much through the music. I've done a few skits recently, so I'm trying to do more stuff incorporating my comedic sensibilities. But otherwise, yeah, that's kind of the creative outlet.
What are some of your favorite shows right now, or some of the things that you're watching that you're movies or shows?
I mean, shows I'm keeping up with, like anime-wise, One Piece. I need to start picking up some of the ones on my list to watch. Looking forward to, I guess, this coming year, we got Avatar: The Last Airbenders live action season 2 on Netflix coming out. So that's been interesting to watch as a fan of the animated show. Yeah, I need to get into some of these. A lot of shows are coming on Apple now, and I don't have Apple.
Me neither.
Some shows on Amazon I need to watch. I don't have Amazon. I keep up with like most of the Marvel Disney Plus shows. So I saw Daredevil, I saw Punisher, saw Wonder Man. I don't know if they got like some show with Vision coming out. So I'll watch that. And I keep up with the Star Wars shows. They had a good Darth Maul animated show. Finally got to see Darth Maul versus Darth Vader, like a fantasy match. That was pretty badass.
I know the Mandalorian movie just came out.
You saw that?
You already saw that?
Yeah,
Okay, nice.
It was good. It was
okay.
It's as a Star Wars junkie, it was great for me. But as a movie, it's okay. It was like a bunch of episodes, pretty much as a movie. So like there was like weird, awkward moments where it's like this episode would end right here. This is where the new one starts.
So are they gonna release it as episodes?
No, this is a movie. But like you just tell that
where the breaks are.
Like there was like this is going on and then it stops and now we're starting this again.
Okay.
But the second episode connects to this, but they have this weird, awkward moment of like.
You could tell where the editors were trying to sneak paste the film.
Because like they're like, this is what we needed. This is what the movie's going to be about. Okay, we finished it, but because of something that happened during this section, there's a second movie. But how long is it? Like 2 hours. Okay, a little over 2 hours. But yeah, it wasn't transitioned well. But it was great though. If you're a Star Wars junkie, good action. They had puppeteering. Stop motion, CGI, like a bunch of mix of different stuff. So it's kind of very creative, and
I'm definitely interested in that. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so it was just cool seeing that. A lot of monsters and puppets, stuff. So it's cool. A good score.
Are you on? Do you know Letterboxd? Are you on Letterboxd?
I'm on Letterboxd.
Is it at Clooner?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna have to add you. Mine's at Made by Junk Food, so nice. I'm definitely adding you after this.
I don't update it too. Do you update it like per movie you see? Because there's a lot of people who do that.
I try to.
Well, they'll either rank it or review it like a 4 out of 5, or they'll just like say they wrote it as like. Say they saw it as like in for their diary, basically. Right.
I try to do that.
I'm bad with. I haven't ever done that. I just like it for lists. Some lists are. I have a few lists that are public. That are just like movies I saw this year, and I'll try to sort of rank them.
Like movies you see in person, or just at home, any movie.
Well, it's like. Whatever movie came out this year.
New movies.
Yeah, whatever movie came out this year, I'll put them all on the same list. I'll add it to the same list, and I'll rank it based off. Attempt to do a best of the year list. I never really drop it because I'm always just like, these 3 set. But then the next 20 could be shoved,
Yeah, you deserve a rewatch for each to figure that out.
Yeah, you gotta, some, Like I've been trying to come up with a top 100 favorite of all time, but I want to rewatch certain movies to see if they hold up.
Compare, yeah.
Because there's some movies you watch that really, you see the one time you're like, that was one of the best movies I've ever seen, but then
on the rewatch it doesn't hit as hard.
Or it could.
Or other movies.
You want to be fair. Yeah, you want to. It's hard to. a movie you've seen 20 times, compare it to a movie you saw once, but you really you thought it was 10 out of 10 the first time you saw it, but would I rewatch that as much as that? And it gets into how you could rank stuff.
Yeah.
Because favorite is different than, best. Because, some of my favorite movies, like, I don't know if they're necessarily the best movies, but...
Yeah, what are your favorite movies?
Well, like, example, like, I think I've had a 10 of favorites where, like, just rewatchable, really good ones for me. The first Star Wars, Terminator 2, Fight Club, Do the Right Thing, Good, Bad, and Ugly, Back to the Future, Karate Kid, Die Hard. I'm trying to think, there's two more. Independence Day.
These are all bangers.
And then there's one, Mulan. Yeah, Mulan. That's kind of like my top 10, like, of, like, when I came up with it, of like rewatchable favorites. But then I'll also have like another type of 10 that are some of the best films I've ever seen, like No Country for Old Men, Departed, King of Comedy, fucking Castle in the Sky, Princess Mononoke.
Some movies when you go for the rewatch, you can't get that same like say for Fight Club's sake, without spoiling it for fans who haven't seen it, but like once you watch it the first time, you already know, but you notice things different the second time. Then maybe that's where the bonus of I guess I retract what I say. When you rewatch a film like that, you notice more of those.
It's just that's just a really good movie, and it's just cool. Like Tyler Durden's got so much aura.
Edward Norton. What do you think happens to those actors? There's a lot of actors from those 90s or like early 2000s movies, and they were the big movie stars, and then they're just not getting the same roles.
But some of them are still. I mean, Edward Norton, he's still, he in the 90s. I mean, movies to check out by him: American History X. I'm sure you might have seen that, or Primal Fear. Don't even read anything about Primal Fear. Just go in to watch that. It's crazy. But he was nominated at the Oscars for the Bob Dylan film.
Oh, really?
Supporting role for that.
I didn't know that.
He was supporting role in Birdman, another good movie.
2017.
Yeah, he was really good in that, and sadly, he would have been more in your face. He was the original Hulk for the MCU, but then he probably had some drama controversy that he stepped away. Like, he did the film.
Yeah, I remember. I like that one.
But then they recast him for Avengers with Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but he's still doing stuff. I mean, some of these people, some people don't do, some do less, but...
Then you look at, what's the fella who did, the guy who was in The Mummy, and he came back...
Brendan Fraser, the
Brendan
Whale.
Fraser. Yep, The Whale brought him back, and now he's...
he's in A Rental Family. They're doing another Mummy film coming up.
Yeah.
Trying to bring that back. So yeah, people have their comebacks. Like Rick Moranis from he's having a comeback for Spaceballs 2. He was in Spaceballs 1.
They're making Spaceballs 2?
Yep, next year coming out.
I did not know that. Yeah. With Mike Myers in there. Or is Mike Myers no, Mike Myers is not in that. I thought
Mel
Mike
Brooks.
Okay, yeah.
Mel Brooks is I think he's directing it or co-wrote it, but that man is like 100 years old, or like touching 100. Like, he's in his 90s, kidding. Like touching the, but him and Josh Gad are working on it, and they got like Bill Pullman back and Moranis back, and they have Bill Pullman's son Lewis Pullman in it.
No kidding.
Original girl. But yeah, Moranis was like retired from acting for like 20 years. Like he did like the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids film.
Yep.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, tons of classics. And then didn't see him, and then now he's back.
Yeah. So some people really quite literally step away like that. Fraser, I don't think he kind of like blackballed a bit. Not only because he did anything wrong. It's just
the industry's own.
Some weird people did stuff to him. Like he was a
really?
He was a victim or some shit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, something like that. It's interesting. Oh yeah, but I love all movies. That's why it's tough. An obscure movie people should check out is Citizen Roof with Laura Dern. It's directed by Alexander Payne, who did Sideways, The Descendants. It's about Laura Dern. She's from Jurassic Park. She's the main girl from Jurassic Park, the first one.
Yeah.
And it's honestly a genius film. And it's kind of almost what I did with my Michael Jackson song in some sense. But she's like addicted to like huffing paint. So she's just like a druggie. But she has a baby. And basically the whole movie's about like the abortion and pro-life fighting over her. So she's like, you know, they're get like one side, like she's pregnant. So like one side's like, you got to keep the baby. But then like the other side's taking her away. And they're all like using her for like their agendas,
okay,
right? And then the end of it, you know, realize like, you know, it's never about her. It's just this, you know. But it's like it's
interesting,
genius of how it's funny because she's just this fucking druggie, like she's, you know, and it's a different role you would see her in.
Totally.
But then it's just the kind of what the message of the film's about and how the, you know, the two sides.
What's it called?
Citizen Roof.
Citizen Roof? Or Citizen Roof.
Yeah.
Okay. Citizen Roof.
So that's like a movie that everyone knows about, but when I first saw it and I watched it again, it's you know, it's a comedy, it's funny, but also just it's kind of genius how they frame, you know, like this real life, still ongoing.
It's amazing how films can do that. They even sitting here, you can imagine that and just be, you know, captivated in your own mind about the idea of that. And
like they can make a version of that with today's politics of right and left wing and all this different stuff. Just how, yeah, it's crazy. But that's definitely one of my upper ones, and you know that's why it's tough with ranking films. You know, I got my 10 kind of just ones I rewatch all the time, but then
there's just so much.
But then there's like the really good films, and then just so many other type of films I rewatch. So it leads me to what are your favorite movies?
My favorite movies.
Or do you have a favorite? You know, I do think people, when you ask people favorite rapper, favorite song, favorite movie, you should be able to have some type of answer. It doesn't have to be the number one, but you should at least, like, if I ask you that question, give me 4 or 5 options. Yeah. And I'm not just saying you. Just, there's so many people who are like, oh, what's your favorite music? I like everything but country. Oh, I like everything. Shut up, basic bitch. Like, tell me, like, you know, especially when I'm asking your favorite music.
For sure.
I mean, you can tell me genres, but if you're just keeping it rock, rap, country, like, break it down for me. Do you like boom bap rap? Do you like punk music, like, punk rock?
Artists, songs and
artists are better than answering genre because like I can't tell.
Yeah,
your rock is so big. Rap is, you know, you could be an old head rap fan, mainstream rap fan, Detroit,
certainly,
Atlanta, like
and into the hyper rap, or like you're saying, if you say I like rap, that could literally mean I like boom bap rap, or I like Lil Uzi Vert or
Rage.
Scream.
Yeah, there's the Rage now, the genre Screamo. Rage, which
punk rap
is the fucking
Netspin,
Playboy Cardi. So what are some of your favorite movies?
So some of my favorite movies, I'm a little all over the board. I honestly have to really, like, I've been avoiding that question for a long time, Clooner. That question actually kind of scares me. To have to pick a movie to like, because I don't want to be just stuck with one thing. But I'll tell you I'll help you get an idea of what I actually like. You can always
do like I like this type and I like this type, and they're up there for me, but I don't know which one's my favorite. You know. So
obviously, like I get flack from my friends like all the time. Like I've never seen The Matrix, and I don't even think I've seen the first Transformers. Like I actually hold myself. I reserve myself. Like I like to wait to watch movies with a crowd. I don't want to just watch The Matrix by myself because I feel like it would be better to watch a group of people, perhaps on a projector, or just like I like the communal aspect of it too, even though it is an intimate thing. So to continue on with how I'm going to answer this, I like a lot of weird movies. I like Monty Python films, like The Life of Brian, and I like Holy Grail, and even some of their show stuff too. But Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I like The Sound of Metal.
That's a good one.
Certain were we just talking about that the other day?
No.
I was talking with someone here about that.
Riz Ahmed.
And
You know, he used to be a rapper. The main actor in Sound of Metal used
no
to be a
kidding.
rapper, a UK rapper.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now he's doing Sound of Metal. He's really
Big
good in
acting.
Nightcrawler. Have you seen Nightcrawler?
No, I haven't.
Jake Gyllenhaal. It's one of Jake Gyllenhaal's best.
Okay.
Gotta watch that. You would love it.
Okay.
It's like because he's like filming stuff in the movie.
Ooh, okay. I like a Nora, a lot of A24 films.
Nora's great.
Um,
Nora's great.
go
Have not jacked off to Nora yet, but that's an option. When you, that first half of the movie, then I just love that the moment the moment it shifts in that movie where it's just like this funny, like we're trying to find
yeah. It's
hilarious.
a cool movie. It's definitely a cool movie.
Really
And
shot
that's
well.
like a modern, those types of movies. There's a lot of those out there like that, like a Nora.
That director, I really like his. Well, he has a film called Tangerine that's about like trans prostitutes, and it's actually like really good.
Huh.
But another film he did called Florida Project. Did you see that one?
No.
That one's really cool. Like that's like one of those like type of genius type of films, at least to me, because it follows. It's kind of like the movie Kids. Have you seen the movie Kids? 95
By
Kids.
Jonah Hill.
No. You're thinking mid '90s probably.
No, I didn't see Kids.
Well, anyway, so Florida Project follows these like kids who are living at this motel right next to Disney World, and you're following these kids and you're seeing it all through them. So they're just loving life, this and that. But then like it's like meant for adults. So you're watching and you're like seeing like the horrors that are going around them, but the kids don't even know. Like you're seeing
They're
that,
oblivious to that.
You're seeing like the potential pedophile who's going to grab them. The mom's fucking and drugs and but there's like a geniusness to it, and it's like being next to Disney World, like you think they're in paradise because they're in Florida or next to Disney World, but it's
the duality of that.
But to the kids, and for them, they are living. You know, like, because when I'm a kid, I'm not thinking about any of this
you don't know.
problems.
You don't know any of those.
So just
things.
seeing it from that perspective, like but then like seeing what's actually going around.
Yeah, I've never seen that. That sounds interesting. I like that too.
In the movie Kids, that movie is Florida Project.
Oh, that's Florida Project.
The movie Kids,
Florida Project.
compared it to is another genius film. It's from '95, and Mac Miller had a whole album called Kids.
Yeah.
And it has like the same art style, and the cover samples it. That movie, I compared to Kids because that movie follows like teenagers who are just like it felt like me when I was in like middle school, high school, where you're just like when you used to walk places with your friends,
trying to fit in, things like that.
That and like and around that age, you had some of your friends are trying to fuck. They're trying to go get some pussy. You're gonna meeting up with girls or whatever. But the genius of it, which I probably shouldn't necessarily say, but there's that plot, but one of the guys has AIDS. And you find out one of the characters, this other character you meet in the film, they got AIDS. So it's like it's literally a ticking time clock of like you feel like you're one of the guys hanging out with these teenagers. Like it's like just like when I'm seeing these the kids in the Florida Project, I'm like it feels like
you're with you're with the group.
Well, that's how I was when I was a kid, and now when you're older, that's how I felt growing up, when you're fucking around with the kids, whatever. But then there's this doom, like kind of like darker thing going on where you have this person trying to catch up to this group to let them know, like, hey, you have AIDS. You gave me AIDS.
Oh my goodness.
And you're seeing if they can stop, because this guy.
They're on a spree.
Yeah, he's on a fucking spree.
Oh, jeez.
So it's literally like this, and it's not even the focus of the film outside of like her subplot, It's like kind of a background thing. But once you find out, it's like a ticking time bomb that you're, at least us, the viewer, is watching to see if they can stop him from spreading more.
Goodness.
But it's great. But when you watch it, though, you're like, and it's a great soundtrack, and you just feel like, felt like, I guess not everybody had that hanging out with the boys, like fucking goofing off and whatever. But I feel like most people have, because some people are different, closed in or whatever. But
no, I definitely could relate to that stuff. It sounds like.
And you like these guys, but then you kind of realize the main character is kind of like the bad guy because he's spreading AIDS.
Yeah, interesting.
Without knowing. But yeah, that's why, Florida Project and Kids definitely recommend, just from like a genius level of like how they really put you in that to like having it from their that POV or that POV.
Put you in the seat and really put you through it.
And if you've been, had friends like that, or
I can appreciate films like that and that's an art form itself too. If it goes for, I guess, all art really, to put the viewer in and have them just open up their imagination and bring them into your world, like create this universe for them to escape in. And
even going back to Nora, how she like was living the high life, and all of a sudden how quickly that can be
cut from below you.
Yeah.
And now
it's like living in a fantasy, and not everybody has gone through that. I'm sure some people have, but like
the feelings that are associated with that.
You could put yourself in those shoes, like, and how crazy that would be. You can relate to the characters. It's genius.
Yeah, I love. I think film and music and all art are things that it's the way that we share how we really feel.
What other movies? I didn't mean to cut, a tangent.
I'm really. It's hard for me to think on the spot. I really like Aggro Drift, Harmony Korine film.
See, Harmony Korine wrote Kids.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
No way.
So
is that his film or
he wrote it?
Okay, he wrote it.
So that was like his big start. Then he did Gummo.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of. I haven't even seen Gummo yet.
Gummo's great.
I like his most recent experimental stuff. I'm really into, for the last couple of years, especially doing a lot of music video stuff. You could see behind me, like all this kind of stuff. I like people who experiment with video stuff, and he's been someone who's been on the cutting edge of that for a while.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure you've seen Spring Breakers.
I actually haven't seen Spring Breakers either. Yeah,
that one's like a whole very music video vibe. I mean, got Gucci Mane in it. Fat Gucci. Some people say he got cloned. The James Franco plays a character that some people thought was inspired by Riff Raff when it came out. But it was actually a different person, but I'm sure in some sense it was basically Riff Raff.
No, I've heard a lot of great things about that movie too. I'm way overdue with some of his new stuff and some of his old stuff, but but people like that I appreciate, and I really see a lot of his stuff outside of, like, he does a lot of advertising campaigns and other things too. So.
And he's like he's tapped in kind of in the music space in some sense, like the internet complex.
Meme culture, and
Viceland.
He probably knows you for like literally scrolled past you for real. And
you never know.
I know the circles are very close anyway, because like BLP Koshers, people are skateboarders, and he's big with skateboarders, and I think they're signed. He's got some skateboarders signed to him. So, but some
of them even, like the director Spike Jonze. Have you heard of him?
No.
He did Bean John Malkovich. He did Her with Joaquin Phoenix. He did the live action for Where the Wild Things Are.
Oh, okay.
A really good film. He did adaptation. He literally only did 4 films.
Really?
But he started out doing skate videos for like Jason Lee when he was skateboarding, and then he did a lot of music videos. I think he did like Beastie Boy videos and stuff. So it's kind of for especially for you, music videos and stuff. Seeing how interesting, seeing where they start
and where they go. There is a handful. I
skate video.
Couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but I've seen it and heard of other instances of that too, where people transition from music videos into movies. Like Cole Bennett's working to, I believe, transition into that. He's been dropping short films and stuff. He's always obviously been a big inspiration too. Within both the music video world and just how to operate.
Have you ever seen any skate videos? Do you think you could ever do a skate video?
Like make them or like shoot them?
Edit, yeah.
Yeah, I've Danny G. I'm personally not a skater, but growing up, a lot of my friends were skaters. Or a couple of them were into that stuff, so I would catch glimpses and see videos, and I would hang out with them. But I never got super in depth with the skate world. But I have seen. I could totally do that with fisheye lens and all that stuff. It'd be cool.
I'd love to see. BLP Kosher needs to drop a skate video.
He totally should.
And I'm not just saying like a highlight reel. Like some of the best skate videos I've liked are kind of like their day in the life mixed with skating.
Yeah.
Like I went to the skate shop and I got a Illegal Civilization on DVD, and that's like a group that had like Nicole Smith, who's basically Odd Future. So it's like an Odd Future affiliate thing, and
they released their own DVD.
Videos. Yeah, and it's like it's a mix of like highlights and just fucking around, and
I would think that would go crazy for him.
And it's
for
basically you saw the movie mid-90s.
Yeah.
So it's like that vibe. And Nikel's in that movie.
Really?
He's the main black kid guy who's like kind of takes the little kid under his wing.
Okay.
And that's how Jonah probably saw him through Odd Future and stuff. But yeah, mid-90s and even the movie Kids I was talking about, which mid-90s is very influenced by Kids. But it very feel like day in the life shit, but then throw some skating in it. You know, like I think people, I don't know if Culture has his like personality and like that kind of stuff out.
Right.
I think it's like his rap image, and you see skate clips, but you don't
Keeps
necessarily.
it very private. Yeah.
Yeah, but he'd be perfect for it.
No, he's a cool dude. I think it would be cool for him to like. I don't even. You know what's crazy is I don't even know if when he goes to the skate parks, I'm sure he gets swarmed. So he has to like go in disguise and stuff if he really wants to. Because you got to imagine too, a lot of those skater kids know who he is.
Oh yeah,
that's that.
And they probably knew him. But I think it would be a little chiller for where he's at, because they probably knew him ahead of time. 'Cause he's probably been skating their whole time.
For sure.
But yeah, there's probably people who like, even if they don't know his music, people are probably like, "Oh, that's the rapper."
He's definitely like a staple rapper for a skateboard community. Like,
yeah,
and
because not everybody, he can walk around for the most part. Like I don't, obviously he has his stuff, but he kind of keeps he hides it pretty well. That I don't think he gets too swarmed, but like obviously he's really recognizable. But I think it's really sections,
Yeah,
skate community.
And it depends where you go to. It's, maybe in Florida he gets recognized more than if he's, anywhere else. For that matter. Clooner, what is a guilty pleasure of yours that that the fans don't know?
Jerking off. I'm guilty about it. I don't want anyone knowing. I'm a gooner. No, I have a song called Gooner. I'll let the world know. Guilty pleasures. Stuff like people want to know. Like I'm big on the Backstreet Boys.
Okay.
I've seen them live.
Oh, really?
It's like the first cassette I had really growing up was Millennium, and yeah, I'm big on those first two projects. First three projects. I'm big on, like I was saying, like pop, like boy bands, NSYNC. So like stuff like that. Grew up on like Disney Channel stuff, so still kind of nostalgic for Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, like even like Zoe 101 type shit, and guilty pleasures. Yeah, I just think like movies or music really. Yeah, I collect different type of collectibles like Funko Pops and Hot Toys, and so.
Clooner, if you could create a national holiday, what would it be, and what would we be celebrating?
My birthday, because why not? I did see a funny comedy bit. I think it was on Club Shay Shay with a little person comedian. He was talking about how Black History Month should be June instead of February, because February is the shortest month, so that should technically go to the little people. They should have like a month or something, right? I think they have some type of month for something, right? But that should be their month. In the month of June, longer, got Juneteenth, cookouts. So, I agree with that. I agree that if we're going to ever switch Black History Month, it should be June. There's more days, more celebration, better weather.
Okay.
And, otherwise, holiday-wise, shit, just my birthday. I think I should have a statue in Farmington Hills. I think, in Farmington.
Yeah.
And I quite literally, I literally tell you, like, Farmington and Farmington Hills are two different cities. I literally had a comment the other day, like, because I captioned it, King of Farmington. And this guy's like, oh, you're on 13 Mile. That's Farmington Hills. It's like, bitch, it's the same fucking shit. People outside don't know that. And regardless, I'm the king of both. So King of Farmington is just a shorter way of saying King of Farmington Hills.
Regardless, he's got to check in with you no matter where.
Yeah.
No matter what Farmington.
Metaphorically, I don't need people to check in. It's fun when people do it, but I don't give a shit if you're in my city or not. Just don't cause no trouble.
Respect Farmington.
And if you run into me, say hello and bow.
Yes.
Bend the knee. Bend the knee!
For the king.
For the king.
What is the weirdest compliment someone's ever given you?
Oh, man. I get so many compliments like, and it's like what I'm talking about when people meet you, right? I've had people be like, oh, like they'll like say like this guy's like, yeah, that was a killer set you just performed. Like this guy said it to me, like, you did great. And then he's like, yeah, that guy over there was like he was like, not. I had to explain to him like it's supposed to be bad. So this guy was like praising my performance, but he like thinks I'm like purposely up there trying to be bad. And or I've literally had a crackhead who was talking to me about like, you see that girl over there? Yeah, those aren't her real teeth. She's got dentures. And then I'm like, oh. And he's like, I got dentures too. And then literally like earlier or later, I think it was, he's talking to me, and I'm like talking like a regular ass person, right? And he's like, yeah, I thought you were like mentally retarded. You're like a normal ass guy. And of all people telling me that's the crackhead who's got dentures in, who's like fucking 40 something. Like, bro, I'm sorry, like, you know, and that's just like people like thinking you're gonna be like, some people think I'm like crazy or a wild guy, and I probably lower their expectation when they meet me because I'm very quiet, chill, timid. But then you also have people who think I'm mentally retarded or slow or special ed, and then they're like, oh, you're not special. And then people think I'm pretending to be special ed because like the music's bad or something, or people think I'm purposely making bad music, or it's all part of the gimmick, or you know.
When people do that, what's your reaction?
I just kind of just like, oh, and then in my head I just laugh at them, but I don't really do.
You don't have any zingers for them as it like comebacks?
No, I mean they don't mean it. Like it's like they're saying it's like a lot of backhanded compliments. Like, they're not trying to be a dick, but they're saying something that's like pretty offensive. But they're just they kind of cloud it in a compliment. And I know it's not necessarily a compliment, so I'm not like, oh, we're best friends. But like, I'm also not gonna start. I don't start shit, you know. I don't. So it is what it is.
Is that easy to navigate?
No, I mean it's fine. It doesn't happen too much, but you know, it makes it easier just to stay in the house. You know, like I'm not coming out anymore.
Oh, no.
You be more harsh. I got a question for you.
Okay.
Why junk food media? Why made by junk food? Where did this stem from?
Junk food. Well, let me take you back. Actually, it doesn't go back. It's a conceptual thing. It does go back to about 2019, 2020 is when I birthed it. Or 2018. Anyway, the idea of junk food is everybody loves junk food. Junk food is a common connecting fabric to us humans. We all have our pleasures in life, and junk food, yes, it's a food thing, but perhaps junk food is not a food thing. It's a consumption thing. What are we consuming? We tend to consume things that are not good for us, but we enjoy overall as humans. And maybe some people have better control than others, but at the end of the day, I think everybody loses some of that control, and I think junk food is our common, it's just a name we have for unhealthy snacks, but everybody likes unhealthy snacks, but the idea is bigger than just that. It's like we all have our pleasures and our habits, good and bad, and junk food happens to be a habit and pleasure of mine, and so that's how I drew that connection. And my favorite junk food is Pop-Tarts, chocolate fudge Pop-Tarts.
Okay.
I am made out of chocolate fudge Pop-Tarts.
You eat one per day?
Just about. And I go crazy. I have to go run and grab some.
Do you put it in the toaster?
No, I actually like them regular room temp.
Yeah, I don't toast. I get typically the variety packs are typically just strawberry cinnamon. You know.
Yeah, I've actually never had a cinnamon Pop-Tart.
They're okay. Yeah, they're.
People tell me that's the best one. I'm like, no,
they're
chocolate fudges.
Yeah, they're the most common.
Yeah, it's the common, and strawberry. But
yeah.
I'll tell you this: I've like growing up, my brother, he was a strawberry Pop-Tart guy, and I'm a chocolate fudge Pop-Tart guy. And somehow, occasionally, a strawberry one would get mixed into and then I'm like autopilot sitting down sometimes to eat a Pop-Tart, and I'll accidentally eat a strawberry one, and I'll be like, oh, no.
Do you like it, though?
I mean, it's obviously not that bad, but
Grew on you?
I would never eat them. Like, I would be like, no, and I would go and, like, wrap it up in a bag and give it to my mom or something.
Now, did you have any other name ideas besides junk food that you considered?
Well, so junk food media predates even me doing music video stuff.
Okay.
I actually was doing like vlogs with junk food media. I wanted to do some like.
So you're destined for junk food. Like it's been your.
It kind of was the name ready to go when I made the transition into music videos. Like what thing? And I was like, oh, I made this junk food media thing, and so I'll just use that name and continue on that idea. And it started as like me and my high school friends just making like vlogs in the parking lot near our high school, like goofing off and at night, like probably pandemic era.
So you started with vlogs.
Pretty much vlogs, but with the idea of like I always wanted to make my own Loiter Squad show.
Yeah.
So and here I am now trying to full circle that.
You know, that's what connects with kind of like with what I was talking with skate videos is they're basically vlogs. And you know, Odd Future had some really good ones back in the day. Like I used to watch their like early vlogs they would put out, and you know they're over here like bumping hard in the paint or a little beat, just loud as fuck, being stupid and driving around fast. And I just love kind of getting to tap into, you know, the day in life and people, you know.
Yeah.
So, and there's obviously other rappers going to do that before, and that's when I also like No Jumper. Adam 22 did like a vlog for a year.
He was doing that. It was
they
were going crazy, yeah.
And now, you know, now mainly that's what streamers do now, and I think sometimes Adam and some of that early stuff influenced that.
Certainly.
But I was a big fan of that. So when was the transition from vlogs to music videos? How did that happen?
So I mean, behind the scenes too, I always was a fan of music, and I had been getting deeper and deeper into the local Detroit hip hop scene that was basically bubbling at the time. It was for the last 15 years, the Detroit scene has been building to what it is now, and I just happened to catch it. This is about 4 or 5 years ago now, when it's just starting to get real hot. So I guess I hopped on at the right time, actually getting into it. But I had been ever more becoming a bigger and bigger fan throughout that time too, just not actually in the field or shooting videos. So then one day, someone had actually hit me up. I made like a little Instagram edit, and then they asked me to make a music video for them. And I actually pulled up, and he had someone else there to shoot the music video. I was actually going to do the behind the scenes, but when I had pulled up, I met with them, and I actually helped my homie Sam, who we eventually went on to make more music videos. I was like, okay, I'm going to help you make the video, and then we kind of collaborated on it, and it came out better that way when we both worked on it. And
was Sam the person shooting the video?
He was.
And then you came just not knowing him to do behind the scenes footage.
Yep.
And then that's how you guys linked up.
That is how we linked up. Yeah, you met Sam, right?
Yep.
And so.
How many music videos have you done together?
We've done, I would say, about a handful.
Okay.
Somewhere in that, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, probably a little more. We traveled out of state together, Chicago and Atlanta. We definitely grinded up. And he's still junk food, like, to this day, you know, but he's got his, he's doing a lot of work for like Ford. I believe he works for Ford, doing some big project stuff. So there's definitely I can see us crossing paths with this again. It's just a matter of when. But and then I was like, okay, I like making music videos. This guy Rakim, who had hit us up both, basically threw me into it. So shout out to Rock. I appreciate you, Rock. Definitely forever for that. And and then we shot a couple more videos for him, and then we shot some more videos for Sam Be Yourself, and it just snowballed. And then I transitioned from not doing vlogs to now doing music videos, and then, you know.
So, where in this period did you meet the producer known as What Up Nolan?
Ah, yes. What Up Nolan? When did I meet Nolan?
So probably did he see you with the Sam Be Yourself videos, or?
He tapped in, I believe Nolan, if I'm remembering this right, because it's been a second now and I haven't even like thought of this for a minute, but I believe he tapped in with us and he told us to come to a 10K Kev video shoot at DJ BJ studio. And so we pulled up and he was trying to get things happening with 10K Kev on his beats, and so that's where we met. And then me and Nolan kept talking, and he's one of those people, he was able to wiggle into certain rooms, and so that helped me too. And we would both go out to Flint together, and we ended up doing some stuff for like the Rio rollout for Flint Lives Matter tape. Really basic stuff, nothing super official either, just more of like, we knew the people who were in charge, and Rio had reposted a video that we made while he was in jail. He had actually reposted it, something that we had made. So yeah, around that time is when I met Nolan, is when I was still figuring, I was like in that transition. So Nolan was in that era too, and then Nolan introduced me to you. He's like, this guy Clooner, you got to shoot a video for Clooner. I'm like, who's Clooner? You don't know Clooner? And I believe I knew about the King of Farmington thing. I want to say I do, but I might not have even known that before I met you. But I might have. There's a good chance I did, because that was huge. So
not everybody knew. That's like a lot of people know, but there's some people live under a rock. So that's interesting. I was gonna say, how does it feel? And as people are watching, I've taken over this interview. We're interviewing junk food.
Yeah, Clooner's now taking.
How does it feel? Like a lot of people call you junk.
Yeah.
A lot of people call Brian. If people don't know, his name is Brian.
Yeah, my name is Brian.
But people call him junk.
Yeah.
Junk food. But how does it feel? Like junk food started out as two people.
Yeah.
And now. And obviously he's moved on.
It started off. I had started it before. Yeah.
So you were always junk, but you incorporated a second junk. You opened your arms, and a second person came in. So I guess technically you were always junk, but it's interesting that technically both of you could be junk.
Right.
But it's now obviously he's moved on to Ford and more commercial stuff, right? Work. But
he's still junk food though. You could. I don't know if
it's honorary for and as you said, your paths will link up. But it's interesting that
that kind of just happened over time with
like
people.
The brand name for two people, but you're junk.
Because
which is, I'm sure there's other brands like that where there's like a brand name and one person. Obviously, one person like No Jumper's more than just Adam 22. He
the No Jumper guy.
Yeah.
And the same thing for like say other video dudes like Rare Smoke, like him as Rare Smoke, or Rare like is his nickname. People say Rare, but he's got a real name too, But it's like easier for oh, I know you just by saying that. So I think people probably introduced me for myself, like, oh, that's junk food.
Oh, and the rap game and the music, we got nicknames and.
So
no one knows a rapper's government for the most part.
And I wasn't like, call me junk food. It just kind of happened. People were at first calling me like B West or Yo West. So
can you imagine like your current group who calls you junk being like, Yo West?
B West, they'll call me my government. They definitely will, because they know it. But for the extended family, people in the close circle obviously know my name, like you know my name.
Oh, yeah.
But like people who I interact with a lot but don't, like, who's a good example? Like say Kosher, he obviously knows me as junk food.
Oh yeah.
So it's just a bit. I guess it's like how you know me. Like if I know you from this, like say Clooner, I call you Clooner. But you have a real name too.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. We're gonna say Clooner's real name.
Oh yeah, no, rappers. It's just easier with nicknames at this point.
So
it's interesting though, because you're like, compared to like, it's not that's your brand name. That's not your artist name, you know. But that's kind of morphed into, you know, like how people recognize you.
Yeah,
It's
for good and
interesting.
bad too.
Because not everybody, you know, I think everybody watching probably made by junk food. You know, I don't think
I don't really even post myself, so people wouldn't know necessarily.
True, but anyone who's actually watching this or whatnot,
Right. Now they know.
Yeah, but not everybody would know that there was someone else part of the group and honorary to this day.
Right.
If they ever came back into. So how did you go from going all the way out to Flint? You know, doing all that, and how do you get to the hip hop lab, the Shitty Boys? How does that all come together?
So I had worked with you and Nolan, and then Nolan was cool with Danny G, and so I can't remember I think we went to the hip hop lab. It might have been me and Nolan went there, and then he introduced me to Danny, and then Danny, or was I doing something with Danny before that? It was Danny had invited me back a couple times, so it was that, but I think Nolan had brought me there for someone's session. I don't know if it was your session.
You came to the Mount Caucasus session.
It was that was the first.
I don't know if that was the first, but you know, that might have been the first or second.
That was probably one of the first times for sure.
Yeah.
So
you're there, you're shooting behind the scene, backstage, vlog.
Yep, and
footage.
then I was just basically in the room, and that didn't even get me in the like, I think I met Lando and Tron then, but they didn't know me or my work or anything. So it took a little bit longer after that of me doing some videos, and actually Sam had talked with TRD and had a video set up, but he couldn't make it or whatever, so he had me go. So I went and shot a video with TRD, and then TRD liked it, and then had me shoot a video off the actual Shitty Boys tape, and then Tron liked that, and then it just went up from there. So
nice.
Yeah.
What was that Shitty Boys song that your first video you did?
With them was video games.
Video game. And,
First Shitty Boys.
That was the TRD song? Do you remember?
NBA.
That was just him, or was it Stand On It too? You said?
No. The first one I did with TRD, we actually did 3 songs in one. What did we call it? We called it I want to say three-peat. I don't think it's three-peat though. That's not it, actually. Definitely not it. What is it called? I came up with the name for it too, I think. So, because I took 3 of his songs and I cut them up and made one song, put transitions. Like I did something crazy, and he's like, okay, we could shoot that. And so we shot 3 different mini videos in one video. I forget what we called that. I don't know why.
That's all right. What leads into the next question: how many videos would you guess you've done for the Shitty Boys as a whole?
For the Shitty Boys as a whole?
And not just as like, you know, the group
the
songs,
DSM?
but just we're keeping it just those 3 guys.
Okay.
And individually, group,
so
collectively.
Any member of the Shitty Boys, how many videos total?
All 3 plus the group, so all 4.
Plus any individual ones, right?
Yeah.
For the 3. Okay. Probably
What do you guess?
a dozen or 2 dozen, to be conservative.
Oh, 2 dozen.
About a dozen or 2 dozen.
Here I felt like it was gonna be like 50. But
Well, I was gonna say it's about 50. If we're talking about DSM people too, it's definitely like 50-ish.
That's widespread. So yeah.
Yeah. But there's songs, like there's definitely songs with.
Yeah, those 3 on the DSM. Okay.
Right. It gets mixed around, you know. So I couldn't tell you exactly off the top of my head right now. I don't have that, but.
So leads into this question: what video are you most known for? Like not just with them, but in general. What's the one music video that like people either bring up to you or you think is your most known? Like it could be either.
I think some of the iPhone videos actually gotten me a lot of love, and people will bring that up like the ones that I shot on the iPhone, the one takes. I think Bieber likes those too. So I think those ones, ironically, the videos that I spend some of the least amount of time on, get the most amount of.
But do you like remember like a song? Like which one? Like
the one at the Bulls game.
Oh, nice.
Luka playing for the Mavs back then. It was like the iPhone intro, and then I turn over, and there's Tron, and he's walking down the aisle. I think that's a big one. And then Runny Nose freestyle, but those aren't the biggest views. I just think those were when people, I like that video.
Yeah, the ones
the one
people connect you to.
Yeah. My biggest one is the Lil Tyler and Babytron one.
Yeah, that was a big one. What do you think is your best work or your favorite?
I don't know.
Video you've done.
It's a hard to pick thing. I just was watching the video games video the other day, and I was like, damn, I was tripping. I don't know. It changes. Definitely changes. I can't say.
What's your worst video you've done?
My worst video. It's probably something that's not even out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's probably some bad videos that just never made it out to the market.
Nice.
I hate to say it.
Hey, we all have hits and misses, man.
Yep.
I was gonna ask, what is your favorite Babytron song? What is Junk
I like
Food's
hashtag certified, but the original version.
I like the original version.
But not the original version you know.
Oh, shit.
The original version that was recorded.
Well,
I like that one more.
What was different about it? The lyrics or the beat was different?
Tron was high off of we were all high off. I can't just single him out. A lot of mushrooms, several doses of mushrooms.
Does it exist on? You have a copy?
I think I believe I still have a copy on my phone. But that is I think it's on my phone. The reason why I say it's not is why I don't think it is because I haven't listened to it in a minute. But
yeah, you just remember when it came out. You're like, damn.
But I remember, and then he re-recorded it. But that's a little secret song that I think low-key goes harder than the one that people heard, and the one that's out is you went crazy. It's gold. So
he has 2 hits on 1 hit. You know.
Yeah.
But no one else really has heard it, and that's his most viewed video on YouTube. It's the certified one, well, not including Toby or.
Yeah, probably his solo or anything on his channel.
I looked. Yeah, you go to most popular. It's impressive that you know.
And Certified Trapper recorded the video and made the beat.
Yeah.
Shout out to Trapper.
Yeah, that goes from the live footage I've seen. That song goes really hard.
And I recorded that session too. I have a ton of vlog footage from that session of us goofing around. We were literally like.
Is it out yet?
The walls were melting. No, that's all. It's
Yeah, you can't drop it.
Yeah, maybe one day the fans will be able to see that or something like that, or we'll figure out the way to.
I hope if anyone works on a documentary for Tron, they get if it's not you, if they come get some footage. And
absolutely. I mean, I have. That would be a goal of mine to produce one for him about him and just in general.
It doesn't even necessarily have a doc, but like a day in the life full,
Yeah.
Just glimpse into his life.
But I actually really would want to do a film or be like you're saying. I definitely would be I'm definitely on that. I've done a lot of documenting for him over the last years, touring and stuff, getting moments. So
a lot of stuff.
I think it would be cool actually if Cole came in because Cole Bennett's working on one with Chief Keef. So who knows if that's something that he would consider, but it would be a interesting thing. Perhaps, but regardless of that, I think one day there will be one.
Yeah, everybody should have one, or something on YouTube.
I think Clooner will have one too.
I was gonna ask, what's your favorite Stan and TRD songs?
I like NBA by TRD, and then 8 AM by Stan Will. But some of their old songs, like the Game Breakers stuff, like the stuff, and I know, Stan and Tron.
Here's a whole different question. Like, what's your favorite Stan Tron song? What's your favorite Tron TRD song? And then my next question is, what's your favorite Shitty Boy song?
Video games for sure. Video games. The one that I shot. So
okay. My favorite's Underworld.
Okay. That's a big song of theirs too.
I've never seen him do it live, like any of the footage I've ever seen. I don't think he's ever done it. Because I don't think it's as big of a hit as it should be. The beat's crazy.
I would like to see him do a show where he did all his sampled shit.
Oh yeah.
All three of them, like all their sampled shit, and just like show their talent off.
Do the Harry Potter, do the Paul Bear. He probably does that already, but yeah, do all of that.
Yeah.
It's hard shit. Yeah, just wanted, and good questions to ask someone who's in the circle what his favorites of those guys are. I was going to ask, do you live on a farm?
I don't live on a farm.
But
I have chickens.
Oh, right. How many chickens you got?
I got 9 chickens total. 7 young chicklings, not laying eggs yet, but 2 adults that are laying eggs. All female, all hens, no rooster.
Nice. Has that been going well for you?
Yeah. Yep. Last year I had a fox come through and eat 2 of my chickens, and a hawk come through and eat one of them before the winter time last year, and but we have not yet this year, 2026, lost any chicken. So we're doing good. We're just keeping them healthy, happy, and free birding.
All right. So you got the chickens in the suburbs.
Yep.
The suburbs.
Yep. Well, it's pretty much rural, but suburbs. Rural suburbs. Yep.
Nice. Your upbringing well.
Yeah.
2-parent household. You got one brother.
I got one brother he's got his own social media thing going.
Poppin'.
Yeah, he's got a car page. So people who are out there who don't know any more about me, that's some stuff that you don't know. My brother does automotive content. Go check him out.
He's popping. He's got more followers than me.
He's got and me, and both of us.
He's popping.
So yeah, he's tripping.
I had no idea you had a brother, let alone a brother who's out here popping.
Yeah,
I got sent the footage, and of course, in the context of, you should do a video at that spot. I'm like, no. It's up to Junk Foods, then his brother, and
I think you'd be allowed in there, Clooner.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I was gonna ask about that. How was were you a popular kid in school? Or social, or more just, you're cool with certain individuals? And
I'd like to say I was cool with about as much people I could be cool with. I wasn't enemies with too many people, I think, and I just like to be as friendly to as many people as possible. I kind of had multiple different groups that I would be friends with, and over the course of high school, middle school, like it just evolves, so... But
no ops for junk food.
Yeah, but I wasn't no popular kid or nothing. Didn't make the sports teams. Only made 1 year. Didn't make all the years.
What
wasn't
year?
that good. My senior year too. Last year, hockey.
Oh, nice.
Yep, I used to play hockey.
Senior hockey, on the hockey team. You any highlights from that season?
I made the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I had a couple really good games. Pretty decent, and I think I started once or twice, but I wasn't that top echelon
What
player.
position did you say you played?
Offense, right wing.
Nice.
So,
are you a hockey fan?
I used to be bigger hockey fan growing up, but
the Wings,
Yeah.
We got a storied, historic franchise.
Oh yeah. All pretty much all Detroit teams are.
Yeah, to an extent.
To an extent.
Lions, not in necessarily the best way, but
right.
The other 3 teams are definitely up there when it comes to especially. I guess technically even with the Lions, if you talk
there's history.
Like they've been around since the 50s.
Oh yeah.
They're one of the first teams. Same thing with the Tigers were one of the first teams. I think the Pistons were one of the first teams. Obviously the Pistons were in Fort Wayne and whatnot.
Detroit is a city. Some major cities don't even have all.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Some just have 3 or 2. I think Orlando only has one that I could think of.
The basketball team?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. No, yeah. Some places don't have what we got. We got all 4 teams.
So it's pretty.
Detroit's a really nice place, and I think. Are you a fan of Detroit? You would ever move out? Or you would stay here forever?
I mean, I at this point I'm pretty rooted, but I'm interested, I guess. I don't really think I'm just trying to move out the house right now. I'm not. We're taking baby steps.
Have you traveled to other states and what are the states that you like that you could imagine yourself?
I don't know if I could imagine, but I mean Chicago's cool, Florida's cool. I don't know if I'd necessarily live there, but yeah, I've been to different cities. They're cool. I
personally think Detroit and Michigan, obviously they're on top of the world right now with music, but I just think that it's just been a upward trajectory for a minute now, so why get off when it's just, you know.
So you're staying?
Oh yeah. I'm with you. With the roots are deep here, and I've traveled a lot to see that I like Detroit.
Yeah.
I've come to that conclusion.
I think, yeah, you just have to travel, you know. If you're just stuck in Michigan, you just want to uproot quick and get out. But if you travel, you see what's out there. And yeah, I mean, you're going to like what you see, but that's, you know.
Granted, I haven't lived anywhere else, so that's my bias, but it's still, I've seen it, and I just appreciate what we got here, too, and I'm a home team, I'll root for the home team always.
So as a traveler, you've been touring.
Yes.
Have you been do you like touring?
Yeah, I like touring. It's cool to see the country and see all thousands and thousands of fans.
Yeah.
And
what were some of the best cities that you guys had shows at? That really just either had the audience was going crazy for.
Always love Milwaukee.
Okay.
At the rave, Milwaukee is always a really fun spot. Yeah, shout out to Trapper. I don't know, some of those smaller, rural city or rural state cities, I don't think, New Mexico and Phoenix, I guess in my head feels like that's an place out in the middle of nowhere, but maybe perhaps to someone who's from out there, there's a lot of people. Sorry if I'm a little bit, but I feel like places like that, I was surprised to see, wow, we got reach all the way out here in the desert, and it was cool to see that, And
what, I mean, there's so much to unpack from just touring. Do you guys just sleep on the bus? Do you sleep in the cars?
Yeah,
can you sleep anywhere? Is that fine for you? Because I can't even imagine.
Oh, it's
sleeping in a car, just
touring ruined my sleep ability for I'm just basically back recovered. It took me years to recover to where I'm.
You're going off for probably a few hours based on your sleeping.
Well, it was just so aggressive with the traveling and I mean, when you're touring, you gotta imagine you're up and you're moving probably 90% of the time, 80% of the time. When you're stopped, that's when you're performing. So it's the work is when you're stopped. But then when you are going, you can't do anything because you're stuck in the metal box. It can be grueling. I guess I'm jumping all over the place, but it's fun. I think it's a really unique and fun experience to tour on the tour bus, but sleeping definitely got messed up. I remember coming home from tour and not being able to go to sleep at the right, I can only sleep for a short amount of time in small bursts before I get up and just can't go back to sleep. And then, and that's the reality of how the touring was, is you just only get a little bit of sleep and then you're up and move. And definitely reconditioned. That's one of the things that I left with touring when I'm not done with touring, but when you're off tour, you feel that immediately, how aggressive the schedule is on you, and yeah, that's an interesting part. And then you sleeping on the bus, or in hotels, or in Airbnbs, and I mean, there's no shower on the bus, so showering at venues or hotels and B&Bs. Touring is interesting. And you're with the same group of guys. It's cool though. It's it could be a lot of drama,
Yeah.
And it can be
A lot of guys in close spaces.
Yep.
Every day.
And
Cranky, angry at times.
Exactly, and it just all adds up towards the end of the tour. You know, everybody's on a thin line. So,
Yeah.
But it's good. It's fun. It's cool. Don't have any tours planned coming up, but I'm sure we'll get out there sooner than later. So,
who was the messiest on tour? Who was just like either, I don't know, just like made a mess, or that's a whole different, you know, you can answer it based off who was just like,
I'm not going. It was more like who was allowed to get messy. Like, you really, and like me, I can't get messy. Like, I have to play my role.
Yeah.
But people who are allowed to get messy, definitely, like Tron can leave his shit around wherever. It's his bus.
No one's saying anything to Tron.
But not that, you know, it was just more like who's really in charge is where what the vibe or what the setup is kind of laid out for. So I guess who is the messiest? I love my baby Trapper, but certified Trapper definitely can leave a mess.
And I don't want to put you on the spot in this with the question. I don't want to, you know, obviously a bunch of guys in a closed space, and you know, guys are messy. You know?
Yeah.
Now who snores?
Oh.
Is everybody snoring? Is the bus like
me? Not too bad.
That's pretty good.
4DO snores.
We're exposing dirty laundry tonight on the Made by Junk Food show.
Not for real though.
That's just fun questions for tours. I don't know.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, I'm
Do you snore?
No, I don't think so.
You talk in your sleep? I talk in my sleep a little bit.
I think around then, see, my sleep was so messed up. I think I had developed a little bit of that.
Yeah, because you're like kind of half awake, half.
Yeah. So yeah, psychosis was imminent in touring.
The fun question I had for tours: who was getting the most tail?
Trapper, Tron. I
guess besides
MJ.
though, to MJ. Because everybody's trying to fuck somebody in the group. But then the question is, who's trying to fuck them in the most groupies? You know, that's a whole different, you know. Sometimes, you know, these people are coming to you on a platter.
Yeah.
But then other times you're going out searching for it.
But I would say Trapper probably would be the most.
I mean, he's got a couple kids. He's out here.
Yeah, Trapper's got 5 kids.
He's living the life, man. Shit. I mean, I hope to have kids one day, so I feel we're out here because, you know, Tron obviously attracts a younger demographic and a younger, you know, I've seen high schoolers at the shows. I was surprised. I worked, I've only been to one Tron show. This is the one I got to do merch with Nolan, and I was surprised, you know. I was thinking it was going to be a slow, you know, once Tron was going, I thought it was going to be slow selling merch. Nope. Parents were like, this is the best time to buy the merch. There were parents there chauffeuring these high schooler kids to the Baby Tron show. So there's
I remember that, yep.
responsible parents out there, but yeah, there's a good amount of parents who are there with their kids. So
yeah, it's an all-age thing, so just got to bring your parent, I think, if you're under a certain age.
I don't know. You don't necessarily have to.
Guardian.
That's what was crazy to me, because in high school I started going to shows and I didn't have parents.
I think you need to be over an age. Certain shows or they're all age. They have to be all age then.
Yeah, all age. Yeah. You typically parents drop you off.
Yeah, all age.
I mean, I was driving to high school at that time. I was driving to high school, so I just went with my friends. I was 17. I saw Danny Brown at the Blind Pig in Ann Arbor. I mean, I went to a bunch of shows.
What were some of your favorite shows that you've gone to growing up or up till now over the course of your...
I mean, I've seen a lot of good stuff. You know, I saw the Backstreet Boys at LCA. I saw the Yeezus tour with Kanye at the Palace. Saw Selena Gomez at the Palace with Joe Jonas's side group dance opening. That was a good show. So Gwen Stefani at Pine Knob, great show. Yeah, a lot of those like rap, those early rap shows I saw though. You know, I saw Danny Brown. I saw him a few times at the Bruiser Thanksgivings, the first ones. Saw Run the Jewels a few times at like Mopop, and so I'm at the end of their Run the Jewels 2 tour. Run the Jewels 2 tour at Royal Oak. Hopefully that's not my ding, and I should be muted.
I think it was me.
I'm trying to think what other rappers I've seen. I saw Young Lean. I saw Flatbush Zombies.
Okay.
They were okay shows, different vibes. I've seen Tyler a few times, Tyler Creator. Saw him at Mopop, was probably the best one. I saw a tour with him, A$AP Rocky at Pine Knob. It's weird seeing rap shows at Pine Knob. And I saw Wiz Khalifa.
I've seen Wiz there a couple
Young
times.
Jeezy on one show, and different. I saw like Marilyn Manson, Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, really? Oh, that's sick.
Different. Like I like outdoor shows though. Like,
so what's your favorite then?
Especially rock shows though. Variety. Like Backstreet, Gwen Stefani, Run the Jewels. Definitely one of the Danny Browns. I went to Lollapalooza, the 23rd anniversary, so I saw Outkast, Eminem.
Damn.
Those were great performances.
That's legendary.
Saw like Disclosure at one of their post shows, and saw Cage the Elephant at one of the post shows. That was a great show. So yeah, some of that.
Clooner's a big fan of music.
Yeah, I try to go. And some of the glimpses of working that Babytron show was nice. BLP Kosher, the surprise guest.
Yep. And he knows Clooner.
Yeah, that was when I was surprised. I was like, shit. I was just like, Nolan got a picture of him before he walked on stage, and I was like, oh, I got to go. He's probably on the side of the stage. I got to get a picture with BLP Kosher just for the hell of it. He doesn't know who I am. Go up there, hey, Kosher, can I get a picture? And he starts talking to me about my music. I was like, bro, chill out. I'm trying to get a picture right now. Don't be like,
you're funny, Cloon.
Don't be hyping me up, like,
I'm trying to get a pic with you.
Like, and that's the thing. What sucks is like some rappers I try to play it cool. Like when I met Ray, part of me wanted to get a picture, but I was like, gotta play it cool. Especially once the girls started getting pictures. So I'm like, I'm not no fangirl. Gotta play it cool. But I like, you meet someone, you want to get a picture of them just to show that you've met them or whatever. Yeah. And just for the memory of it.
Well, like you were saying earlier, like if someone sees you, you want someone to say what up to you.
Yeah, just say what up, approach me or whatever.
And if they really want a picture, would you be opposed to them asking for a picture?
Yeah. I don't know, it's like...
I feel like it's... Yeah.
I think there was like, I don't know, one time I was eating where somebody did it and I was just like, bro.
Yeah, no, there's a time and a place, definitely.
But, I was expecting, I was not expecting to like Kosher to have known me, so I was like, damn, I guess I'm really out here.
You are out here, Clooner.
Know who's out here, though?
What?
Know who's out here?
Who?
You.
Oh, we're both out here, Clooner. That's how we're seeing each other right now.
Made by Junk Food Media.
Well, Clooner, our time is wrapping up. I do want to ask you an important question before we leave, though. What is your favorite junk food?
Favorite junk food? Taco Bell. I've had it the last couple of days. My diet is getting really bad, and I probably need to work on it. But yeah, Baja Blast at Taco Bell. I've been getting the rolled up quesadillas that got some dip on them. That's been the go-to of late. Yeah, man, I love my sweets. Oreos are the greatest thing that ever came out, and I avoid eating them. But if I get them, I can eat a whole little thing. They just go down so quick. You feel it after.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that.
I'm like that with Chips Ahoy cookies too.
Oh, Chips Ahoy.
The chewy ones.
Okay, yeah. More of an Oreo than a Chips Ahoy, but yeah, man, Dairy Queen ice cream. Shout out Silver Dairy. Shout out Ritter's.
Yeah.
Culver's got some good ice cream. Just ice cream in general.
Shout out to Farmington. Anything in Farmington. Silver Dairy.
Yeah, colder than Silver Dairy. Yeah, man, Taco Bell. I like 7-Eleven gummies. I don't eat as much.
7-Eleven gummies?
Yeah. I like, they got like they got like a sour apple, a peach, a watermelon. They're pretty bomb. They used to have bigger packs. I need to bring those back. Yeah, man, I like mostly everything. I like my Panda Express.
Oh, yeah.
Jersey Mike's.
Oh, yeah.
Been on a Subway kick. Culver's. Fucking.
And
Shout out the McChicken at McDonald's and their crazy Sprite they got.
Oh, yeah. They're ecstatic Sprite.
Yep, static Sprite.
Well, Clooner, tell the fans, too, before we leave, any new music that you have coming soon that you'd like to promote.
Shut the fuck up and suck my dick. Shut the fuck up and suck my dick. Shut the fuck up and suck my dick. The remix with Una Miles. Going to be out whenever Junk Food decides it's out.
Soon. It'll be back soon. I think this will beat it, but...
yes, sir.
So it'll be soon. When this comes out, stay tuned. Clooner's dropping a remix. Shut the fuck up and suck my dick. And check out any other. You don't have any tapes coming up. Just singles you want to push too. Other than that,
probably dropping singles. I would love to hold it all on a tape and drop it, but I just gotta let these bitches fly.
Hell yeah! It's Clooner's summer, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you, Mr. Clooner, for coming on the show. I appreciate you for being on the Junk Food Podcast. And also the Junk Food Show coming soon. You will see more of that. Thank you again, Clooner. Good night, everybody.
Good night.